topic number one that is related to Claude Sonnet 4.5. So if you are looking into the news, you will see that people are just talking about that. So Anthropic is introducing Claude 4.5, and it has a very high ranking. So I have a blog post from Anthropic about new Claude 4.5. Let me share that. Sonnet 4.5. Yeah, so this one. Okay, share it on YouTube. So what they are announcing is that this is they say this is the best coding model in the world when by the time that they are releasing, and this is actually outperforming the Opus 4.1, which is like a premium model that they have before, and this is a new standard of the software engineering. So it's reaching 77% in the normal, and also can extend to 82% if in the test time scaling. And this is outperforming GPT-5 Codex and Gemini 2.5 Pro quite a lot. And there's other benchmark as well, as you can see in here. So most of the benchmark is outperform related to agentic coding and terminal coding and so on and so on. So this is huge because Sonnet 4 was launching a couple months ago, and actually this is kind of like set a standard, and most of the developer is using that to building the application. And with this one, so we are expecting that every developer is going to move to Sonnet 4.5, and I think we will have the Opus 4.5 in a couple of weeks or so, which is another superior in the performance. So let me come back into this one. So what does that mean? So at the moment, we are already supporting Sonnet 4.5 in AgenticFlow. So you can go into model selector and then just select that into this one. So perhaps that let me share my screen on this part. Let me go into my agent. Let me create a new agent. You just say test Claude Sonnet 4.5. I create my new agent in here, and in here let me click on this part and let me scroll up to a bit. We will see that here is Sonnet 4.5, and for the temperature I would suggest that we put like 0.5 and press save, and yeah, just say hi. So its model is connected, but adding the new model is not something that perhaps that is something fun. So we will do something that more interesting to enhancing the power of Sonnet 4.5. So let me show you what I'm planning to do with this part. So I'm going to share another screen, which is on the my VS Code. So let me stop share screen on YouTube. And let me pick up my screen again. It's going to show in my VS Code flow. Let me add one more screen. Alright, so you should see my VS Code now, which is like a coding application. So you guys is technical, so you should familiar. But for people who is not knowing this one, so VS Code is yeah, I just got a haircut over the weekend. Thank Umbra. Yeah, it's so hot in here. So yeah, let me show you. Because I think we have GPT Sonnet 4.5, right? And we need to do something more interesting. So that's why I was putting into Claude Code. And then what I'm doing is that I asking MCP, which is AgenticFlow MCP. And I'm asking this into use list workflow tool and fast 10 workflow and save to current folder. And then the agent was saying, hello, I'm going to using AgenticFlow tool to list 10 workflow, blah, blah, and blah, blah. So it's saved in here, and it retrieve 10 workflow, and it actually saved into this file. So it's a very long JSON file. So I asked it to save here so that it can referring to later. And next one I'm asking it to do is that read AgenticFlow Copilot.md. So this file is actually the system prompt. Previously, I was sharing with you guys. Like it was saying, like, let me go big a bit. Yeah, let me. Yes. Okay. So basically, what is there is that I'm asking the agent that, hey, you are an expert in AgenticFlow. You need to build a workflow for me. Here's the process. Blah 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 and blah blah. But last week, when we are testing with ChatGPT, it just fell miserably. We don't know why. But this time I'm doing different. I'm asking Claude to do this one. So I'm asking this to read, and it was saying, hey, this is the extensive AgenticFlow expert system prompt and documentation that outline how to design, build, and validate, blah, blah. It learned the core process of 7-phase design. What is the MCP integration, the hybrid pattern, the node type, best practice. And then what I'm asking you to do is, now, based on this system prompt and the sample prompt in this JSON, so the one that I asked it to go into my workspace and fetch the example, and then and help me to build this requirement. So this requirement, I just saying, create a competitor analysis workflow that take company name and operation contents and produce a category, market, blah, blah, and blah, blah. So basically doing the market research. Okay. And what it does is that it will start to, I will create a comprehensive competitor workflow, and it's asking to do different things. And it actually creating this one. It will analyzing my workflow architecture, input, process, and output. It will analyzing the logic, like what is the input should look like, and it will actually trigger some of the function calling. Actually, it search for some node type. First one, it was searching for search, and the server of AgenticFlow say false. There's nothing that says search, right? And it's trying to the other one, which is the web. And in here, normally ChatGPT will fail here. Remember last week, right? ChatGPT will just hang. It does not do anything. But Sonnet 4.5 is smarter. So it does this thing that after 2 search, it doesn't go in anywhere. So it changing into list. So it's asking, give me 50 note. So it's smarter, right? So it's actually navigating, and it is actually using the other one. And in here you see success is true. And it say, perfect. I found excellent node type for our workflow based on the available node following. I'm going to using either OpenAI search or Perplexity search. We will use web scraping to extract customer info, LM, OpenAI, blah, blah, and blah, blah. And then it will start thinking about the workflow architecture, like the input and so on and so on. And finally, it trigger the AgenticFlow create workflow with the JSON that is already created. And voila, it gave me, okay, it create workflow. The server saying fail because some invalid input. And this is where it's interesting. So Sonnet 4.5, knowing that, okay, I need to fix this node structure, let me correct the null value of the output mapping and correction field. So it's actually reacting into this response from AgenticFlow platform, and it will navigating and change. And it will reattempting to do the AgenticFlow create workflow one more time. And let me see. Okay, so right now workflow is true. So normally, right, last time we try and we go in here, it's okay. But right now, it is doing something more interesting. So it is calling one tool that say validate workflow. So this one, I'm not even mentioned about this workflow or tool, but actually it does that, and it's calling this one, and it check with our server whether this workflow is validate or not. And then it is also true. So it's perfect. I create a workflow, and here's the workflow that is creating for me. And it's going to be having input, output, the node flow, and blah, blah, and blah, blah. And let me copy this workflow, and I'm going to show you what does it look like in real life. Okay, let me go back into my, okay, let's go into agent, no, to workflow, and go into this workflow. Yeah. Yeah, so you click here, you see that this is the workflow that say unknown, and this was creating just a few minutes ago, and you click here, and this is strongly all of the workflow that you currently have, from user input with company name, description, and even title, and even like slug in here. And what you only need to do is just adding the perplexity connection. It even like give you the prompt with the slotting input, and you're choosing the Solar Pro models. And it even like generating a structured template using the GPT-4o in here. So basically, what this model is able to do is quite fascinating, where it is able to creating a comprehensive workflow on our behalf in just one shot. And the more powerful thing about this one is that when we are working with this agent in our VS Code, so it's actually we are working on the file system. Okay, so on my own computer. So there's one thing that's very interesting about this one is that when I asking it, so this is giving me this one, but as you can see, actually it gives me the workflow ID, which is I don't like because I cannot click on this one to go into my workflow. So actually I'm asking that you should give me a direct link like this. When finished, also based on the learning that you can you update the system prompt again, so that later we will be better at this one. And later, and it's going to actually doing that. It read the system prompt, it update the system prompt, and it was saying workflow creation details. And actually it's going to do this one, and it's asking this one. Okay, workflow URL generation, only provide direct workflow link after creation, like this. So the agent actually have the ability to update its own system prompt, which is the file that we have on our computer like this one. With AgenticFlow agent, we are able to create workflow. How about create multi-agent? Hey Anton, so at the moment we are not able to create multi-agent yet, but we are going to have the ability to import and export multi-agent as well. So when we have that, then it would be similar, where you can also asking the Copilot in order to creating the MAS as well. But the multi-agent is a bit more complicated. The reason is that the multi-agent is going to consist of other agent as well, and also other workflow. So it's a kind of like a nested behavior, and it will referencing the ID between this agent to this multi-agent, and maybe this agent will have some workflow inside it. Then all of these one need to be connected together. So the complexity is quite high. So in order to make the Copilot is doing that, we need to have a Copilot having a very good system prompt, and perhaps that we need to using very strong model, like just what Sonnet is doing right now. And I'm thinking like, let's try another prompt. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, forget. Okay, let's have another prompt to see if it can work on this part. I think we still need to do some optimization. The problem why it is failed is because the list of the workflow that we return to is 132,000 token, which is quite bad because some of the model is actually having only 128,000 token. And what we are responding is too much for them. So I think what we can do is we can trim the information. So we reduce something that unnecessary, so that the MCP response will be easier to consume by Claude Code and so on. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let me, okay. I think because of the session is too long already, let me just, cancel this one. Okay. Let me show you how I do it again. Okay. I will type Claude. Okay. Please read. First one, let it read on this one. Yeah, maybe because of the session is too long. Okay. So, okay. Okay. This is the prompt. I would say you can refer to the sample workflow in here. Okay. Let's see if it's still having the problem. Okay. Maybe there's no problem of like too long already. Maybe the other chat is too long for the agent to operate. Okay, it do the search, it do the web, it do the scrapping. Okay, it do the listing again on 100. Wow. Sometimes you will see this one is compact conversation. It's because of the it full the context of the agent already, and then it cannot kind of like navigating around on this part. So it's going to compact the conversation in order to make it easier to navigate. And that is something that this agent is going to do. So it was just trying to like figure it out based on the data and context that we already have in here and in the file. And it will try to create the workflow on our behalf. And because of in the workflow, if you click on, let me say on MCP. Okay. Yeah, so actually it is in compacting, so it will not show it here. But actually we can open a new chat. And while we are waiting for the agent working on the left, actually you need a new section on the right hand side here. And then we was typing MCP, start MCP. Okay, and it was saying that, okay, we have AgenticFlow MCP server. The status is connected, and here is the URL, and it's connected already. And in here we can like re-authenticate or reconnect. So you can click on View Tool, so you can see that all of 18 tools that we are already listed. So it is similar like the one that we show you on the ChatGPT before, but I believe that with Claude Sonnet 4.5, it is starting to using this tool much better. And you can see in here on the right hand side, while we are talking, it's still trying to figure it out. So on the right hand side, you will see that the AgenticFlow is allow the agent, to list node, search node, list external MCP app, search app, general and health check, create workflow, get workflow detail, update, list, validate, and so on and so on. So, and even it can do the list agent, get agent detail, and create agent as well. So basically, it can create workflow for you. It can create agent for you, and furthermore, later it can also create multi-agent for you. So eventually, this is going to be the mainstream way of like how we are building the system of other agent. And I have a experience that when I switch into using a local file system like this, it is very easy for me to organize. So I can just create a folder. I say agents, and I can create another say a folder that say workflow, and I create another let's say maybe multi-agent. And after this agent, okay, so this agent is creating already. I will ask this, can you save the JSON of this agent into this folder so that we can reuse this later? I just dragging this one into here. This is a workflow, not a mention. Yeah. So I'm going to ask this going to save the workflow that we just create into a local file system, so that maybe tomorrow I would like to do something again. Okay. It's going to ask me the permission. Is it yes or yes and don't ask again, or no? I would just say yes and don't ask again. Yeah. So good question, Anton. So Anton were asking like, should we add the MCP on each device or it's synchronized in Claude? So the one that I'm doing here, is Claude Code. So it is on your local device. So it means you can, you have to install it again, on this one. So let me show you how can you install one. Okay. So take a look on the right hand side. So the agent is still doing. Okay. Let me open this one. You can see, so the agent is actually saving the config of the workflow that we just did in here, so that later we can just maintaining our own of the config of the JSON without having like messing around. Okay, so let me show you how can you install this one. Okay, escape. Let me Control C, so it go back into here. So you will need to type a command like this. npm install -g and anthropic AI / Claude Code. Just enter this one. If your computer doesn't have it, it will install. Because I already have it, so it's just updating something. Okay, and what you just need to do is you just need to say Claude, and it will init a section of Claude in your computer. So because this one, if you / MCP, then it's showing that the AgenticFlow MCP is already connected. But maybe right now, let me delete this connection. Let me copy this URL first, and I'm going to do re-authentication. Okay. So it's going to open a browser in AgenticFlow, and it will asking me to re-authenticate that. And let me switch to this screen so that you can also see. So it will open this one, and you're able to choose your workspace and enter your API key. And in this auto API key, I think last time we already show you how you can create that. So you just go into this one, go into this top right hand side, you go into your key, and then you just create a new key. You say Claude Code MCP for AgenticFlow. Just create this one, copy, go back into this flow, and paste, and then click connect. Okay, and it was saying that authentication is successful in here. And what you can do is that you can go back into your Claude Code, as you can see in here. So the authentication is successful, and it's reconnect to AgenticFlow. So this is very simple, that you just need to type in 2 commands, then it's going to be successfully connected. And I'm going to show you how these 2 commands look like. So the first command is this command, npm install Claude Code. Okay, I just copy this one into this code. And second one is you just typing this URL, Claude MCP add transport and our MCP server. I just copy here. Oh, yeah, I need to zoom out a bit. Yeah, this one. Okay, I just paste in here in Discord, and also I'm going to paste that in YouTube as well. Yeah, so just typing these 2 lines, and you are good to go. And the reason why is this is powerful is Claude Code is very helpful for me in developing, but right now it can help me to build workflow, build agent, build multi-agent as well. So eventually, Claude Code will help me to do my work, and I can spend time for other important things. Yeah, Anton, I also started using Claude Code a lot the last few months, and with few MCP, but I think this is the first time that we can as a platform, we can acting as an MCP server provider, and I'm going to make the AgenticFlow MCP to be more useful, like returning more token, so that Claude Code can navigate easily and cost less, and also to be more helpful. And I believe that this is the future. This should be the way that we are building things. And I'm glad that we are here on this part.